It is the last game of the season at Chase Field. They hope, though, that it's not the final game that their team plays. The Texas Rangers have taken a 3-1 series lead. They are one win away from the first championship in franchise history. We welcome inside. That's the Hall of Famer John Smoltz. I'm Joe Davis. So these Diamondbacks have been shocking people all season long. They once again face elimination. If they're going to get this series back to Texas, John, how do they do it?
Well, it's not about cliches. It's not about our backs are up against the wall, we got nothing to lose. You know what it's about? It's about executing the things you were good at that make you special. And for Zach Gallen, he just needs to be the normal Zach Gallen. He doesn't need to pitch perfect. He needs to do what he did at home. Very comfortable at home. Pitch on the corners of the strike zone, command his fastball. He's going to have a short leash. He knows that, but he doesn't have to be spectacular. He just has to be good at what he does well.
Arizona 7-0 this season, wins scoring first in the postseason, and a huge part of this game, Torey Lovullo said, is jumping out in a hurry. On the other side, Corey Seager 2 years ago signed the largest contract in franchise history. That comes with big expectations. He has exceeded those, and he's the biggest reason why they're this close.
Absolutely, and you see this every year. The stars come out, and you have to neutralize them. For Texas, it's been about Seager. Now it's going to be about the collective group. You see what the numbers are and how unbelievable he's been. If you're the Diamondbacks, you cannot pitch to him anymore under circumstances that might drive in runs. So the rest of the lineup's going to have to carry the freight because he has been doing it to this point.
Yeah, it was amazing yesterday. Garcia goes down. They still explode for 11 runs. The game never really was in question as Corey Seager did his thing once again. The Texas Rangers launched in 1972. Their manager was Ted Williams. They've waited this long. Yeah, this is a franchise that's been close before. They will not celebrate until the last out is caught. Diamondbacks trying to further their frustrations. But will it happen after a half century? Will the Texas Rangers bring home the hardware? We've got first pitch, Game 5 of the World Series, next on Fox.
Life's a little different for me nowadays. And you could say the same for the Rangers and D-backs. Who have endured their own battles to get here and are now racing to become a world champion.
Which makes this a very intriguing World Series.
Like swimming, this game can be decided by the thinnest of margins. Each lap, a battle between yourself and your opponent.
Smashes
Counter punch, comebacks,
good again!
twists and turns.
And for those who can rise to the occasion, gold awaits.
Could tie it with one swing.
High drive! Goodbye! Legend!
Corey Seager does it again!
Sit back and enjoy. It's Game 5 of the World Series.
Oh, Phoenix native and an expert at winning championships. Michael Phelps getting us going with the 2023 World Series on Fox, presented by Capital One. Just about set for Game 5. We go to the field. Here's Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. The night Nathan Eovaldi closed out the division series, Chris Young's wife, Liz, turned to him and said, "I guess Christmas Eve was worthwhile." Young, the Rangers GM, negotiated Eovaldi's free agent contract up until 11:30 that night, and Liz wasn't happy about it. Well, Eovaldi proved quite the gift. For his career, he is 3-0 with a 1.42 ERA in postseason clinchers, and if he comes up big tonight, he could deliver an early Christmas present to Rangers fans everywhere. The team's first World Series title. Now over to Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Ken. Well, one of the most impactful free agents signed by Chris Young has 2 artificial hips, an artificial knee, and a cranky case of sciatica. Young told Bruce Bochy, "I'm not hiring you because I love playing for you, but to establish a winning culture." 12 months later, Bruce Bochy, at age 68, is back on the doorstep of history. He could become the 6th manager with a 4th World Series title, the first with multiple teams. If the game is in the hands of his bullpen, if the game is close, if the game means closing out a series, as this one does, Bruce Bochy has a knack of finding a way to win. Joe.
Tom Bruce is happy as could be, living in Nashville, spending a lot of time with his grandkids, but then he started to get the itch again. He went and managed the French national team in the WBC qualifiers, and he said, you know what? I think I want to give this one more shot. And so Chris Young calls him. Little did he know, Boch was waiting for somebody to call. He was ready for another challenge. And he wasn't going to do it if he didn't think it was a team that was ready to win. Here he has them, one win away from their first world championship. And he would be the first to tell you that it's not about him, it's about the players. And how about his star players? At the top of the order, Marcus Semien and Corey Seager have knocked in 10 of the 14 runs in the 2 games here in Phoenix. Then it's the rookie Evan Carter. Mitch Garber-Betts out of the cleanup spot. DHs. Josh Young's coming off a 3-hit game. Then it's Lowe and Heim. Leody Taveras trying to snap an 0 for 19 skid. And Travis Jankowski in his first start of the postseason. 2 hits last night, playing in right field in Adolis Garcia's spot. Tonight's FanDuel Live, same game parlay. Need Mitch Garver to record an RBI. He actually has more RBIs than anybody on the Rangers outside of Garcia. And Tommy Pham, who homered against Zach Gallen or against Nathan Eovaldi in the first game, need him to hit a home run. John, you pitched in 7 elimination games in your career to the tune of a 2 ERA. What's the path forward for Zach Gallen tonight?
The path is not on my watch, right? You know you're going to have a short leash. And the one thing he's got to go back to is his fastball command. That's what makes him special. You got to be able to use your secondary pitches and just have a feel. If your RPM and your velocity starts going through the roof, you know that you're a little bit too amped up. Look, both teams have opposite feelings. Arizona left spring training. They're not ready to end their season yet. Texas been waiting for this a long time. They want this to be the last game. We'll see who executes early, and I would throw out this key. Arizona needs a couple scoreless innings early so they can jump out and get the lead and keep this crowd going.
They have not scored a run over the first 3 innings in the 2 games here. The crowd's been taken out of it. The umpiring crew for Game 5 will line up this way. Brian Knight calls balls and strikes, with crew chief Bill Miller at first base. So 11-7 Texas yesterday. You talk about taking the crowd out of it. 5 runs in the second, 5 runs in the third. Now 1 win away from their first World Series title. Now can Arizona keep this dream season alive and send the series back to Texas?
Well, another thing to look for is in the first 3-4 innings, the lighting will be the best it's going to be in this ballpark. Texas scored 10 in the first 3. They only scored 1 after that. And you've seen what they have done when they put up a crooked number. So the key, Semien's getting hot, and you got to pitch around Seager.
So here we go. Semien stands in. Zach Gallen, the Game 1 starter, takes the ball, trying to keep his team's season going. Off we go with a fastball outside. You're going to be looking for that velocity. Where's that at? You're going to be looking for the location on.
Yeah, outside this, right on the lines of the strike zone, right? The vertical lines, you want to be on those path lanes to have success, because Texas doesn't chase much. Well,
and you might think, hey, I want to see, this power fastball, but that's not him when he's right. Fastball command is his #1 quality. And when he's right, he's as good as anybody. Gallen to Semien with a 2-0. There's a strike right in the corner. Marcus Semien, who had knocked in just 2 runs over the first 14 games of this postseason, has driven in 6 the last 2. Homered and tripled yesterday. Flies this one into center field for Alek Thomas.
One of the things to be watching for Zach Gallen today is going to be this changeup working in this direction. He wants it fading away, and if he's got that pitch fading away, he has the chance to neutralize Seager. They're going to try to pound him in with cutters, use the breaking ball away and the changeup away.
Target set away. Seager takes that changeup out there.
And that pitch has got to have tremendous feel. He's a field pitcher. We've talked to his manager, and they said he's connected with the baseball, and when he is, no one's better.
Corey Seager has once again owned the biggest stage. Home runs in 4 of his last 5 games, 6 in the World Series in his career. Gallen shakes a couple times, chooses this for a 1-1 pitch. Pinpoint fastball, strike 2.
So now off of that pitch right there, I think you can come back with a changeup or a breaking ball away. They've got his eyes focused over there. So look for this fastball height, a perfect opportunity if he wants to back it up with a changeup.
Here he comes. It is a breaking ball that's pulled down the line, foul.
Now that breaking ball was supposed to start away and miss over the top. That's where you'll get a swing and miss. But right now, Seager has not missed anything over the middle of the plate. There's the breaking ball. See how it pops out of his hand? Too close to the inside part of the plate.
He has punished just about everything he's got in the zone. There is the changeup. There is Perdomo. There's the second out.
So far, so good, Joe. When he didn't hit this first 2 fastballs to Simeon, he didn't overthrow the next couple. This game will play with your mind in a way as a pitcher that you say, I can't allow a runner. That's not true. I can't allow a run. That's not true. Just make them solo runs. Stay away from the big inning.
Evan Carter, 2 gone, first inning. Now the crowd with a strike. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good.
Exactly, right? Because that's the tendency. Is like, oh, we got no room for error. You actually do. You just don't have room for the big number in the inning that the Rangers have absolutely flexed their muscles this postseason with.
Yeah, best big explosion offense throughout the regular season. Again here in the postseason. Zach Gallen and out away though from setting the tone with a first inning 0.
And the other thing you do is you look at these numbers. That's just unbelievable. And the other thing you do, you look at the lineup, and you've already circled in your mind a couple guys you know you can go to if you're in trouble, and you got to go to those guys that execute. It's not a disrespect to those guys. It's just that you're matched up better against them.
How about against Carter? He doubled against him twice in game 1.
Yes, Carter, he's trying to elevate his eyes, and then he wants to get him to swing over the top of a breaking ball over the middle of the plate. He beat him with 2 fastballs last time. That's the pitch right there. And now he can take that and even start it over the middle of the plate and let it drop down to the bottom. When you see the opportunity of a guy that is so disciplined, you got to make it look like a strike, and you got to end it up down over the plate.
Carter takes time.
What Merrill Kelly did is he counterpunched this great offense by throwing strikes early, and then you could start making him change and swing outside the zone.
He's able to go 7 innings in their lone win in this series. Gallen's got a 1-2-3 first.
Perfect pitch.
Rest of the lineup looks like this. Marte and Moreno. Then in the heart of the order, it's Walker, Pham, and Gurriel, who went deep in last night's game and is homered twice against Nathan Eovaldi. Thomas Longoria's back in there, and Geraldo Perdomo at short, hitting 9. Against the 33-year-old from Elvin, Texas, Nathan Eovaldi. He's made 5 starts this postseason, and Texas has won them all.
Yeah, he's very aggressive with his fastball. He's a strike thrower. I don't think that's going to change. He's got to have an improve on his curveball and split, which was a little off in his last game.
That was in game 1. Doesn't get the call here on a first pitch curve. He gave up 5 runs over 4 2/3. It was the shortest outing of this postseason because he had just been cruising prior to the Diamondbacks getting to him a little bit. His 1-0 to Corbin Carroll is upstairs.
What they want to do to Carroll is they want to get his eyes up in the zone, right? They want it right here, up, and then they want to be able to get that split down there.
Outside.
Drilled a splitter that was a little bit up for a triple in game 1 against Eovaldi.
Yeah, on 2 strikes. But they got to get the ball up and in to keep him struggling. If not, if he gets going, which he did in Philadelphia, good signs for Arizona.
He takes the walk on 4 pitches, and you got the speed of Corbin Carroll aboard right away. Something that's been missing in the 2 games here in Phoenix.
Very much missing. And look, a lot of pressure on that young man. He's only a rookie, really a true rookie. But the team runs and goes through him. The guy at the plate's probably their best star clutch guy as far as the moment. But the one that can make the most happen is standing at first base.
After they stole 5 bases over the first 2 games of this series, after they ran wild against Philadelphia in game 6 and 7, they don't have one in the 2 games here. There goes Carroll, first pitch. Throw from high, not in time. He swipes second. "54 stolen bases in the regular season. He's got his first of the Fall Classic."
Not the greatest jump, but good speed. And he was able to beat the throw, a good throwing catcher. And now Marte's job is to drive a ball somewhere to at least get him to third, preferably drive him in and get this raucous crowd, which was unbelievable yesterday, invested in the game all game.
Marte lays a ball down. Torey Lovullo did tell us before the game today, I'm going to manage that first inning like one run could win a championship. I'm going to do everything I can to get a run in, even if that means a guy who's been their best hitter this postseason needs to move a runner over.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that was a bunt for a base hit on an 0-1 count. Now he's dug himself a hole 0-2 and really has to get into protect mode. If that would have been 1-0, I kind of like it, but now he's got to really dig deep on a split finger.
Got to it, moved him up. Job done by Marte. Carroll to third.
You watch what that bench does when Marte gets. That's one of the best at bats that will not be recorded because it's an out. But he moves the runner over, and on a nasty split, he does exactly what he has to do. That is great hitting, and the team will respect that.
Different swings for different situations. Tel Marte is able to advance Carroll to third. So they get a walk, a stolen base, and a productive out. And face a drawn-in infield here with one gone and a scoreless first inning. Gabby Moreno, strike one on a cutter. Moreno went into last night's game 1 for 13 in this World Series, and then he was right in the middle of it in that late rally. Now, they still fell well short. They're hoping to build off of the momentum, though, of that late inning offense. On an 0-1, Moreno takes low. How real is that? How real is that the 6 runs in the 8th and the 9th inning yesterday can mean something today?
Oh, I think it's big. I mean, people are on the other side are going to say, what's, change the pitching lineup and all that. No, it's big. Confidence carries over when you haven't had much, especially to this point.
Ground ball to short, and Seager's there. Drawn in infield, cuts it off. Carroll's still at third, 2 out.
Now, having said that, what killed their confidence yesterday was this very situation. 2 outs, and they got 10 runs. The Diamondbacks need a 2-out hit. They need something to go their way to create momentum. They'll even take a wild pitch, but a 2-out hit would be huge for their confidence.
It's a ball on Christian Walker. There's nobody more in need of some series extending redemption than Christian Walker, who is so excellent during the regular season, has struggled in the postseason, and then it's gone from bad to worse here. He had the base running error in game 3. He had the fielding error last night that led to 5 unearned runs. Can he get him on the board in the first inning of game 5? 1 ball, 1 strike. He did have 3 hits yesterday, but it seemed like anytime he's made a step forward, there's been that bad step back. The guy with 33 home runs in the regular season. Carroll at third, 2 out. Walker swings and misses at the high fastball.
Baldy has made pitches when he had to in this whole series, and he elevates the fastball up, and then he has been using the splits against right-handers at their back foot. So on the arm side of plate, he throws a split with 2 strikes. He did that quite often against Walker.
Sends it foul, stays alive. And Nathan Eovaldi, not just in this series, but throughout this season, the best pitcher in the American League with runners in scoring position. Carroll at third, 2 out. Another 1-2 from Nathan Eovaldi. Drifts inside. There's that righty-righty splitter that he lays off.
Yeah, what makes it so tough, right, is if you're trying to catch up to 97, which he's fouled off a couple up, and then you see something over the middle of the plate, your eyes get huge, and that one obviously floated. He could recognize it, but if that pitch is down at the belt or the knees of the catcher, it's hard to stay off of it.
On 2-2, he shoots a fastball foul, swatting it off the outside corner. "32 years old, one of the longest tenured Diamondbacks. He's here for the low years, year after year of missing the postseason. In the middle of it here in Game 5. Carroll at third, 2 out, and another 2-2 from Eovaldi. Walker with a great take to work the count full.
That was a great take. This was an outstanding pitch. 2-2 action pitch. Normally, get the guy to swing at it. Now, if you're thinking that he goes away with the breaking ball, will he come down and in with the split on 3-2?
8th pitch. Ball 4. Eovaldi had walked 4 batters all postseason coming into this outing. That's his second walk of the first. And now, John, it's Tommy Pham coming to the plate. Pham golfed a splitter out for a home run in Game 1.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, you can't let the hitter know you're going to eliminate that pitch. Just because he hit that pitch for a homer, I would anticipate that Eovaldi is going to throw him that pitch because it's still a swing and miss pitch. That one he left up for a homer in Texas.
First and third, 2 out. Tommy Pham had a fastball over the plate and sent it foul. This is that home run, Game 1 of the World Series, part of an 8-for-16 effort for a guy who was benched just a couple games before. He's been their best hitter in this World Series.
Yeah, first at bat, he went fastball, splitter, splitter, swing, swing, strikeout. And that at bat, you saw what happened when the splitter was hung.
On this 0-1, he hits it hard. Seager at short with a backhand play, goes to second and gets him out of the inning. Diamondbacks unable to take advantage of the leadoff walk and no score after 1 in Game 5. T-Mobile wants you to win tickets to a game next season. Text PREDICT to 595959 by the start of the 3rd inning for a chance to up your game. Zach Gallen's probably going to finish top 5 in Cy Young voting for a 2nd consecutive year, but in this postseason he's got a 5.27 ERA. You may look at that and say, well, he's got to get back to that all-star and Cy Young contending form. But yes, Torey Lovullo, and he says, look, we don't need you to be Hercules. We need you to just give us a chance to get our footing in this game.
Hello.
Worked the 1-2-3 first inning. Just misses with his first pitch to Mitch Garver here.
He's done a nice job already with his curveball, and that's going to be the key because that's a built-in change of speeds off of his fastball.
There it
right
is.
There. And that, when you have a feel for that pitch, it's almost a free strike that you can get back into the count. And obviously, it's a swing and miss pitch when you've got 2 strikes.
Garver, who has homered against Gallen before. Oh, man, the fastball he's got working.
When you have glove side command with a fastball against the right-hander, now that makes your cutter curveball that much more deadly. The hitter has to respect that side of the plate.
The 1-2. Curveball disappears. Having to respect that fastball, chases the curve, and Gallen has his 2nd K.
I know pitching can be very complicated, and there's all kinds of information, but it can be as easy as fastball command serves you well for everything else. It sets up what a hitter doesn't want is he doesn't want you to command one side of the plate because now he has to think about too many things coming into play.
4 up and 4 down for Zach Gallen. Comes home to Josh Young.
Outside.
That just misses. Josh Young 3 hits last night without Adolis Garcia. And you figure with them pitching around Corey Seager a little more carefully, can it be Young again to step up for him? Up the middle he goes. Perdomo on 1 bounce. 2. And now it's Nathaniel Lowe, who Gallen has owned.
He has. Nathaniel Lowe really hasn't made. He's done a better job. He's going the other way primarily. When I see that, I'm going to throw a lot of fastballs to a hitter who has yet to show me he can hit a fastball to the pull side and especially up.
Ball Chops first one that he sees to second. Backs Marte into the grass, and he throws him out. Finish it off for 1, 2, 3 second. We are off and rolling in Game 5, and Zach Gallen is cruising. The Pitcher Profile is sponsored by Google Pixel, and we've got two of the best big game pitchers we've ever seen in the building tonight. John Smoltz, #2 on that list of the highest winning percentages in postseason history, and a guy who you might not think of right away, but Nathan Eovaldi has made his case as one of the best big game pitchers of this generation.
Yeah, he has the heartbeat of it, and he certainly wants to be in the moment and is not afraid of the moment. That's two of the biggest keys. And, you know, he's got the stuff. The stuff helps, but sometimes stuff is not enough if you can't harness it. And he's shown this postseason he has been tough to beat.
Facing Lourdes Gurriel starting this second, and quickly ahead of him 0-2. His pitching coach, Mike Maddox, said that he is built for the postseason because he's got 3 things. He's a great preparer. You know he's going to be ready. He's a great executor. Pretty simple. You go out there and execute the plan. And he's gutsy. Mike says he's a walking postseason check mark.
Yeah, regular season, I'm not saying that those things don't exist for him, but it becomes hyper-focused this time of the year.
Ground ball, base hit center field. Lourdes Gurriel to open the second. So the leadoff man on both innings. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Celebrating out in the pool after the division series win over the Dodgers. Part of this improbable run for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The last team into the field at 84 wins. 2 comeback wins in Milwaukee. Swept the 100-win Dodgers. Came back to beat the Phillies. Alek Thomas grounds it foul. Now, Thomas had back-to-back multi-hit games in the 2 games in Texas, but he's hitless in his 2 games here.
Yeah, very aggressive swinger. That's why he throws off speed all 3 times now. The first pitch has been off speed, then they'll elevate the fastball, try to crowd him up and in.
Nice splitter right there.
Split finger had late movement.
Home with an 0-2. It is a fastball that just misses.
So perfectly executed so far have been both pitchers, and aside from the 4-pitch walk, really Eovaldi settled down and prevented the first run from scoring. We've talked to it till we're numb here. Whoever scores first has been undefeated. I don't think I've ever seen that.
This deep?
No way. I've never seen it. 2 teams to get to this point and to continue it, right? That's it took a pretty incredible comeback for the Rangers to keep that streak alive in their win back in Texas.
So game 1. You know, to think Arizona was that close to taking a 1-0 series lead. Somehow got to this, bounced it up the middle. Seager's only play is at first, and Gurriel's into scoring position.
Well, if you want to see why it's so hard to have the differential between fastball and split, if you're sitting at home and you think you can hit this and you know what it is, good luck. And that thing disappears. It comes out of the same lane, and it has almost the same kind of reaction when you release it. But then all of a sudden, the ball on the split finger side just dips and drops. And the hitter has very little time to figure that out.
Out of that pitch several years ago, he's thrown it more and more, and it has been a transformative pitch for the 33-year-old who faces Evan Longoria. And Longoria yanks the line drive to left field. Then Carter comes on to get. Evan Carter takes a hit away from Longoria. 2 gone in the second.
Defense, defense, defense. This has been a series filled with good plays and game-changing plays, because that would have been a game changer if it gets by Carter and it gets a run in for the D-backs. So early on, you couldn't ask for a better start from the pitcher. You got your offense and runners in scoring position in the first 2 innings. Now you need the big hit.
And you got a guy up here who may be the 9-hitter, but is near the top of the list that Guys that Torey Lovullo wants in the big spot. Geraldo Perdomo hitting .423 over an 8-game hitting streak. A lollipop of a curve for a strike. Excellent finishing touch to this breakout season for him. One of the worst hitters in baseball last year to an all-star this year. A key component in the 9 spot. Swings and misses. Perfect splitter. Chances in both innings for the Diamondbacks. Leadoff man on in both innings. Eovaldi trying to escape it again as 0-2 is very high.
Gurriel doesn't run a ton, but he can get a gigantic lead. There is no one going to care if he goes to third base. The shortstop, you can see Seager way behind him. Get as big a lead as you can and go on contact.
1-2. Took it this time, and it's 2-2.
Those are the little things that the Diamondbacks pride themselves on. Taking the extra 90 feet, getting good secondary leads, being aggressive.
Part of their 5th at-bat with a runner in scoring position here in Game 5. Looking for their first hit. 2-2. Perdomo fouls it off and stays alive.
Uncharacteristically, he walked the leadoff hitter. Uncharacteristically, in the 2nd inning, 0-2 fastball, base hit. But characteristically, it's tough when runners are in scoring position. One of the best.
Bigger the game, bigger the spot, the better he's been throughout this season, throughout the last few years. And the guy that knew all those things and envisioned moments like this. Maybe not this soon, but brought him in with a big game reputation. He has fortified that this postseason. Now trying to pitch him to their first title. Is 2-2 to Perdomo. Is high and tight, and the count is full.
Well, based on the way that he throws his split, you would think that'd be a pitch to throw right here. 3-2 on an aggressive count.
Carroll waits on deck. Here's the payoff. It is lofted down the line. Jankowski's there, and Eovaldi's out of it again. Diamondbacks through 2 innings, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Pitch, hit, and run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. You can host a local competition next year. Give the kids a chance to get to the national finals at next year's World Series. Go to pitchhitrun.com. Jonah Heim starts the inning. 1 pitch. 1 out for Zach Gallen, who's retired the first 7.
Done a nice job, and that's what you can ask for. Come out of the gate, give your team a good feeling that your ace is on this game.
Leody Taveras comes up, and we go down to the Arizona dugout. Tom Verducci's got Torey Lovullo.
Yeah, Torey, it's 7 outs for Zach Gallen, 21 pitches. Tell me what you like so far.
The way he's attacking the zone, you know, looks like he's down at the bottom of the zone, hitting those lines that I was talking about earlier with you guys.
Offensively, you've had 5 knocks on the door with runners in scoring position. Haven't kicked it in yet. But the quality of the bats, what do you think?
So far, so good. You know, we're gonna clearly there's a tone that we're trying to set here. We did that. We put ourselves in a position to score some runs. We just got to keep pounding away at it.
Thanks, Torey.
Thank you, Tom.
Torey's message to the team today: 1 battle, 1 pitch at a time, 1 at bat at a time, 1 game at a time. They hope the path back to becoming the 7th team to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the World Series to win it all. Cubs in 2016. The last team to do it. On a 2-1 pitch, poked foul, 2-2. And if there's any team that has turned everything on its head and defied logic this year, it's been these Diamondbacks. They've had that kind of carefree attitude where it's like, hey, nobody thinks we have a chance. Let's just go play our game, have some fun, see where we land. Try to hold that persona and hold that method. again facing elimination. The 6 teams that have pulled it off. Now, the one common theme in all those Game 5s has been dominant pitching. Those 6 teams gave up a total of 10 runs in their Game 5 at the beginning of the comeback. 2-2. Fly to center field. Thomas going back. One center fielder to another. 2 out.
Well, before I forget, because the last 4 years, been enjoying doing the World Series, but I want to wish my daughter Rachel a happy birthday today. I've done my part. I miss her, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rachel. No score in this 3rd inning. With 2 gone, it's Travis Jankowski. Grounds the first one that he sees up the middle. There is Perdomo. And on 7 pitches, a 1-2-3 3rd inning. He's perfect once through the lineup, and he's got the top of the order coming up for his D-backs. Corbin Carroll to lead it off when you come back. Game 5, 3-1 series lead for the Rangers. Top of the order coming up for Arizona.
After a 4-pitch walk, I would be leery about an aggressive Carroll here on the first pitch. Let's see what Eovaldi and how they attack him after walking him on 4 pitches.
Does the electric rookie have one more jolt in him? Ground ball, center field base hit. Goes after the first one, and he's aboard for the 2nd time. He swiped second in the very next pitch when he reached in the 1st inning.
Well, just what I thought, and he got it right up the middle. And again, Arizona's putting pressure on the team that they were hoping to put pressure on a lot more often. It hasn't happened, but right now, you almost feel like this is their inning. They've had 2 chances, and that dugout is waiting to kind of have some high fives.
Marte had a productive out his first time, moved Carroll to 3rd. Here he takes a splitter low. He started his postseason career in record fashion. A 20-game hitting streak. That's the longest hitting streak in postseason history, period. We're not talking just the start of postseason, period. His team full of young stars. It's the 30-year-old in his 9th year that's been their consistently best bat. On a 1-0 from Eovaldi. There's ball 2.
See what you do now. Even though he may not steal in this at bat, he's caused Eovaldi to speed up. Now he can get the ball to the plate quick, but the first 2 pitches now have put the D-backs in a perfect scenario. 2-0 count for the hitter. All the while a threat of a stolen base.
Dancing around, not going. Ball 3, back to 1st.
How do you make a team play fast and create chaos? Well, this inning, this is what they've done. Lead-off batters reach. You get a couple opportunities and runners in scoring position. Obviously, that's got to get a little bit better. But the more pressure you can put on a great pitcher, the better your chances are of scoring runs.
Eovaldi's 3-0. There goes Carroll. There's ball 4. And the first 2 have reached in this 3rd. Single for Carroll, walk from Marte. Man, Arizona's in business again. Can they cash in this time? Here comes Moreno.
Now the other thing to watch, the pressure at 2nd, because Carroll can steal 3rd. Actually, some great base stealers think stealing 3rd's easier than stealing 2nd. With 1st and 2nd, nobody out. That's the other thing, and that's what Mike Maddox is going to come out and remind Eovaldi of these scenarios.
While he does, we get a quick word from Capital One.
We need a clutch hit. Derek Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Well, they're not going to have Derek Jeter in this clutch spot, but they are going to have the 23-year-old Gabby Moreno, who has been awesome in big spots this postseason.
He has. He's not been great in first pitch scenarios. He likes to take the first pitch. Will he come out of that mode right here and be aggressive? He's got one of the lowest batting averages on first pitch when he goes after it. But what a time to come out and make a splash if you think you're going to get one.
He's the youngest catcher in the World Series, youngest starting catcher in the World Series since Buster Posey's first World Series in 2010. Zach Gallen says he might be 23, but it feels like he's 33. Speed on the bases. Zeros on the scoreboard. Eovaldi throws, not shown. He lays it down along first, perfectly done. Runners to second and third. First sacrifice bunt of the year for Moreno, who's going to fit right in with his D-backs team. It's done it more than any other.
Well, I saw his eyes when he came to the plate. He looked both places to where to put the bunt down, and he saw the opportunity to push it towards first base, which was a great opportunity now with second and third, nobody out, or one out, to create a run. Second and third, you got to play the infield back. Man on third, you can play the infield in.
It's Walker. Outside. Curveball, 1-0. Walker fell behind his first time and then drew a walk. Led the team with 103 knocked in during the regular season. Stopped by Hine, 2-0. Playing goalie back there.
Now the only position other than the pitcher you do not want to hit the ball to would be a hard ground ball to third. A ground ball to short, you're winning 1-0. A ground ball to second, you're winning 2-0 because there's nobody at second. He's up the middle. But they've got him positioned the way they're going to pitch him, so likely he hits the ball on the ground to the left.
Does, but foul, and it's 2-1. 3 innings, 3 chances. Can Christian Walker redeem himself before time runs out in the D-back season? Two-1. 2-2. Eovaldi hunting a strikeout here. Been able to get out of these jams time and again. What's he going to here on a 2-2 to Walker?
Well, he's shown the ability to slow it down with his off speed, right? He can throw his curveball or his split. There's that split. Really good adjustment by Walker. At this point with 2 strikes now, all you're thinking about is contact to shortstop. I mean, these situations play out so many times in the regular season, and I would argue most hitters still are selfish to try and get a 3-run homer and try to get a hit. Right now, you got to get the run in.
Another 2-2 pitch. Walker's down on strikes. Fastball blown by him. 2 gone.
I mean, this is after a split. He throws a fastball right down the middle. Right down the middle, 97. So you get him in between, and you get him, well, a little bit outer third. You get him guessing a little bit, and wow, what a job.
Just
what a job.
Hacking. And now Pham with 2 out. Ground ball to short, and Seager's got it. And they again waste an opportunity. Nathan Eovaldi escapes once more. Chance after chance over the first 3 innings of this game. Still looking for their first run, though. On to the 4th we go. Second look at Zach Gallen for this Texas lineup. Marcus Semien leads it off. And pulls the first one left side. Diving stop, Perdomo. Heck of a play. On both ends, getting some help from Walker.
I mean, seriously. That play right there, that's a top play in the World Series. Leadoff runner gets on, you face Seager. Wow. Now here's the big inning for Gallen. You know they say when a team scores runs, you got a shutdown inning?
Yeah.
But you also have to do the opposite when your team should have scored. And they don't.
2 pitches, 2 outs ain't gonna hurt, is it?
You know what I'm saying? Because they've lost the momentum battle in this series. And that has flipped the script, and why last night's dugout was so down and out, because they were playing a tough game and they made a couple mistakes and then it blew open. So far so good as far as dealing with the emotional roller coaster of being down 3-1.
2 outs on 2 pitches in this 4th inning for Zach Gallen. He's only thrown 29 pitches total. That's outside ball 1 on Evan Carter. This looks like a different guy.
He looks very in control of all of his pitches, right? I mean, you just 13, 7, 7, 3, and possibly 5. You can get out of here in 5. And I said to you on the way here, I said, if I see 97 miles an hour, I'm actually going to be more concerned, because now that means he's revved up and trying to throw the ball by guys. Now he's pitching more like the season where he came out, was 10-1 and running away with the Cy Young. You always hit a wall, and you always have a little bit of tired arm. Right now, he knows there's no room for that.
It's been 94, 95, and dotted up. 2-1 to Carter. Yep, 93 at the knees. 2-2.
Well, his teammate Merrill Kelly showed him the blueprint. So you're going to watch your own video, but then you're going to watch his video on how he attacked the Rangers, and it's been kind of similar.
Those two guys, locker mates, good buddies. Watch that blueprint. 7 innings in game 2. Gallen's 2-2 pitch. Full count. Struck Carter out with a curveball his first time. The payoff. Caught on a curve again. And with their season at stake here, Zach Gallen putting the team on his back and getting some help from his defense, which in this World Series on both sides has been just wonderful to watch. Baseball fans, your phone upgrade is on deck. Get the freedom to upgrade every year with Go 5G Next and up your game with T-Mobile. Very different zeros up there for these two teams. Gurriel leads off.
Outside.
And takes outside while Zach Gallen is perfect through 4 innings. Nathan Eovaldi's been dodging bullets right from the start.
Yeah, he has. And if this were a regular season game, you would cut his workload down by already an inning, because the more stress you're in, the more effort you make on pitches.
Outside.
It just wears you out. Well, obviously it's the World Series. You have to worry about another start, but you keep putting that kind of pressure on a pitcher, it's hard to kind of keep getting out of those jams.
Gurriel singled his first time. Homered in last night's game and has homered twice against Eovaldi. On this 2-0, Gurriel takes strike. Arizona's had the leadoff man on all 3 innings. 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position so far. Here's 2-1. 2-2. Thomas and Longoria to follow in this inning for the Diamondbacks. Camp presented by T-Mobile as the 2-2 comes home. It is a pop fly into left field for Evan Carter. Started back at first. Now charges on, puts it away. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Taco Bell. Steal a base, steal a taco is back. And by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. So he gets the leadoff man for the first time, and now Thomas comes up with the bases empty. Another perfect night here in Phoenix. Roof's been open for all 3 games. Temperature in the 70s. And these crowds have been waiting to erupt. A lot of waiting, a lot of willing. Not a whole lot of offense, though. And 0-1. Strike 2.
That's what they try to do to Thomas. Get that ball up. You know, I told you that Eovaldi would rather pitch down with the fastball and use his split. But he's going to expose the top of the zone against Thomas and then the very bottom of the zone away.
Home with an 0-2. Back to the bottom of the zone. Misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eovaldi trying to win it all in the place where he started it all. He was on this mound where he made his big league debut with the Dodgers 12 years ago. More than a decade in the big leagues. He's established himself as a big game stud. His 1-2 pitch. Fouled off his foot. Eovaldi back home to Thomas with a 1-2 pitch. Splitter grounded to second for Simeon. 2 out. If the Diamondbacks can win this one, then Friday we'll be back in Arlington for Game 6 of the World Series, which covers starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Jordan Montgomery would take it for the Rangers, and Merrill Kelly went 7 innings in Game 2. Is lined up for Arizona. And so while they have a 3-1 lead in this series, John, there's still a lot of pressure on Texas to get this done now.
Oh, you know, most definitely. It's hard to finish a series, right? That's why everyone talks about winning the next game. Don't know what and who would pitch a Game 7, but Texas doesn't want to think about a Game 7. That's why they're going to pour their resources into this game.
Outside.
2-0 on Longoria.
Whereas you've got your starters lined up for Arizona. And in this game, you have your high leverage bullpen guys just eager to come in. And they'll come in at the first sign of trouble because they don't have much room for error, obviously.
Poked off the end of the bat. Down the line. Evan Longoria drops it in. Makes the turn. And has a 2-out double. He got robbed of a base hit his first time on a great play by Carter in left. This one he hits much more softly, but it turns into a dunk shot double.
Placement always more important sometimes than exit velocity. And this placement was perfect. 4 opportunities in a row now for the Rangers, to get out of a jam here for Eovaldi, but the Diamondbacks. Another guy in runners in scoring position.
And how long can this go on? Another chance belongs to Perdomo, and he takes a strike. He was up there. The same situation in the second. Flied out to right. Multiple chances each of the first 3 innings. Here's an 0-1. Perdomo takes outside, and the count evens.
And again, just to reiterate that 2 outs, Longoria not the most fleet of foot, but he's been given he'll be able to get a huge lead on a single and be able to go at the contact.
Ball ahead as he takes a curve. Remember, the best outfield arm in the American League, arguably, is the normal right fielder in Adolis Garcia, which we saw in Game 3 of this series. He is out. Jankowski can run out there, but does not have the same arm. Carter and Tavares both decent arms. In left and center. Here's a 2-1. Fouled off, and it's 2-2. Mike Hazen can't stop moving. He's been pacing every time they've gotten a guy in scoring position, waiting for the breakthrough. Eovaldi's 2-2. Popped out of his hand. Carroll's on deck, and the count is full on Perdomo. Living on the edge, man.
He is. One thing, again, we've seen him. He's not afraid to pound a fastball in on 3-2. He's gotten some big swing. Not a lot of swings and misses tonight from Eovaldi, but some pretty big pitches.
The payoff. Got out of it again with a fastball to the corner. It is still 0-0. Nathan Eovaldi out of 4 jams in 4 innings. We're back after a word from your local Fox station. John, in game one, Zach Gallen needed 86 pitches to get through 4 innings. Tonight he's needed 35, and that's the fewest pitches to get through 4 innings as far back as we can check it in the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, that is great defense, strike throwing, and what you needed. I mean, he knew coming into this game, all right, got to be good. My bullpen's ready. Give us a chance to win, and he's doing that.
Mitch Garver starts his 5th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
When you think about a lineup, right, you think about, okay, Seager's batting twice. Well, he batted in the 4th inning, and that's only happened 1 time in this series because he's getting up so much that you got to face him a lot more.
There's another chase on that curve, which has been the transformational pitch tonight off that fastball.
Yeah, we talked about it. That pitch needed an upgrade. He definitely went to work in the side session to create that pitch. He's throwing it for strikes whenever he wants, getting swing and misses.
He's already thrown more of them than he did in the entire game 1. Rocks and fires. Throws another. This one taken. 28 years old from Gibbsboro, New Jersey. Originally drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. Got traded twice before he established himself. Traded to Miami and then traded to the Diamondbacks at the deadline in 2019 and has benefited from this man's presence, Brent Strom. Like so many pitchers through the years have. This D-back staff was awful for years. And yeah, they got better pitchers, but they also got one of the best pitching coaches in the game in here a couple years ago. And Brent Strom. A 2-2.
Now he can go back to the curveball. You know he's been late on those fastballs. They've been center cut. And you start it over the middle of the plate if he wants and get that swing and a miss at the bottom of the zone.
Gallen to Garver. And another foul ball. Rewarding Performance is sponsored by Capital One. Talking about that curve, he's thrown it 15 times, 13 of them getting strikes. Long battle going here with Garver. It's a curve. It's hit in the air, deep left center field. Gurriel's back onto the track, and this puck just big enough to hold it.
So he's definitely done a good job with his fastball, and he's been on the corners of the strike zone. That's why it's been quick outs, and that's why he's been able to do what he wants to do. He's made a game plan change. We haven't seen many changeups. We've seen the curveball that we just talked about. So he's figured out that that feel that he has for that pitch, he's riding with it, and it's working.
We mentioned Brent Strom, his pitching coach, who's coached so many good ones through the years. We're talking Verlander and Cole and Morton, others. So he's got the perspective. That is just outside of the ball on Young. He said other guys have had better individual pitches, but I've never had anybody with the total package that Zach Gallen has. You put a bunch of good pitches together and you get great. His 1-0 to Young.
There it is. There's the changeup. I have a feeling that'll become more and more. The longer he's in, he'll start getting that feel for that pitch, and that will totally mess with the hitters for the Rangers, because right now they're seeing fastball command and curveballs going away from right-handed hitters. That changeup is a weapon for Gallen.
When you have that many of them, you can do this as the outing goes on. Be a different guy as it goes on. 1-2.
It used to be a no-no to throw a right-handed pitching changeup to a right-handed hitter, and that's because inside changeups were never taught, and now they become such a weapon. You understand the changeup away to a lefty, but the changeup into a hitter actually kind of works in a way where they think it's an inside fastball and they swing over the top of it.
Gallen's 1-2 pitch. Fastball, shot foul. Josh Young coming off a 3-hit game yesterday. All-star as a rookie. Above 300 in his first postseason. Another 1-2. Young golfs it. Deep left center field. Gurriel to the gap. Way back. He's got it. over the shoulder with calm. Calling off Thomas. Smooth operator out there.
Well, they may not have great arms, but they cover great territory. And that's what this team is built on, the outfield speed and covering a lot of ground.
They're all saying, wow. They've gotten a dazzling pitching performance with some help from one of the big league's best defenses tonight. Here's Lowe with 2 out, ball 1. Lowe grounded out his first time. 1 of 11 in his career against Zach Gallen. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's that changeup.
Changeups to that corner, fastballs to the top of the zone.
Stand down and away with a fastball. And Lowe's ahead 2-1. Those pitches that he's thrown in an inning. It's all relative, though. Cruising along here in the 5th. Texas looking for its first base runner in Game 5. Check swing. No swing. Ball 3. Close. (3-1). Low. Takes Low. And there is the first base runner. It's a 2-out walk for Nathaniel Lowe. And coming up on Sunday in America's Game of the Week, the Cowboys and the Eagles. They renew their rivalry. 4 o'clock Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And we've said it throughout this postseason, John. 2-out walk in the regular season doesn't mean a whole lot. Postseason, it means everything, especially when you're facing this 2-out explosive offense.
Yeah, the home run got Heim going yesterday, but he has been a guy that has been struggling in the postseason. So you continue to attack until he shows you something different.
13 of the 14 runs Texas has scored in this ballpark in this series have come with 2 out. Jonah Heim behind 0-2.
And so now he can do whatever he wants. I've seen him bounce the curveball. He swings and misses. Change up away. He swings and misses. I've seen him go back up there with fastball and get a swing and miss.
Extra high.
Just watch the hitter. If you can, when you watch the hitter, he still almost wanted to go after that pitch, right? So you just lower it about 2-3 inches, and he hasn't shown the ability to stay off of it yet.
The 1-2 pitch. Bounce in front of the plate. That will trickle foul. Zach Gallen, who is 2nd in the National League with 17 wins. He was 3rd in the National League in strikeouts. 2nd consecutive year where he's made a push at Cy Young. Started the All-Star game, but faded in the second half and has struggled in the postseason. Torey Lovullo said, we don't need you to be Hercules tonight, but he has been. No hits through 4 2/3. And a game where he must win it to keep their season going.
See right here, they could go inside with a fastball and maybe lock him up or get him to swing over the top of it. Oh, wow.
In there.
That was the pitch. That was the pitch for the pitcher right there. That was the one that gets the barrel just below the ball. Don't want to get him you don't want to get him to extend. When we saw him that home run, he got extended and launched it.
Low at first, 2 out. The All-Star catcher Jonah Heim on a 1-2. Chases strike 3. Zach Gallen has fired 5 no-hit innings in the World Series. The 2023 World Series on Fox is presented by Capital One. No score halfway home here in Game 5. Nathan Eovaldi has pitched out of traffic in all 4 innings. Top of the order in Corbin Carroll. Skies one to right field. First pitch that he sees. Travis Jankowski's there. Boy, wouldn't Eovaldi like a low-stress inning?
He would. And if you're Texas, you don't mind playing this kind of game. You know you got your horse on the mound, and you're here halfway through the game. No score, so you know you're confident in your offense, even though Gallen is completely in command. Eovaldi's matched him, and when you're pitching in a game like this, I've said it before, you love pitching in this game till about the 6th inning, and then you go, okay, boys, now we get some breathing room.
Ketel Marte outside ball, and it seemed like for years all you pitched in were games like this in the postseason.
Well, because you're in rhythm, right? And you know the other team, and you know that the other pitcher's stingy, and you want to do your part. You get out there every 10 minutes.
Nice pitch.
And you keep telling yourself, I'm just going to keep matching them until something happens and you get a lead, and you start feeling a little bit better.
3 hits, 3 walks against Eovaldi. Runner in scoring position in every inning. 0 for 7 in those spots, though.
Outside.
Ketel Marte. On a 2-1 pitch.
Ball inside.
Takes just inside. Ball 3. Target was set away. Heim reaching back to the inside corner. Didn't get the call from Brian Knight.
And he split. He pulls that split. You don't want that. You want it on the other side.
Here's the 3-1.
The angle he throws his fastball and split, the reason it's a difference maker for him now is because his fastball still had life back then, but he didn't have this kind of pitch to complement it. And it takes the pressure off his fastball when you've got that kind of movement off the same height.
12 years, first half of that injury-riddled, messing with his mix, has blossomed in the back half of his career. His payoff to Marte is taken low, ball 4. He had walked 5 all postseason coming in. He's walked 4 in Game 5. You can customize your home feed with your favorite team. Watch daily recaps, get personalized stats, highlights, breaking news every day, all on the MLB app. Download it today.
Here's the interesting challenge right here. You want to pitch Moreno in. He hits a lot of ground balls when you get in on him. But if it doesn't quite get in, that's his power stroke. A lot of ground balls, about 62% on pitches inside on the ground.
You're right. We saw that, though. Game 2, one just barely leaked out over the plate, and he hit it out. First season in the organization for the 23-year-old. Over in a trade in December from Toronto. He had debuted last year, but was blocked by a couple good catchers in the big leagues. Future all-star right here.
Outside.
1 ball, 1 strikeout. It's been a different team when they've had him, and little did they know they would need him the way they have. He needed an injury during spring training to even make the team and take hold of the job. Ahead of schedule as the whole team has been. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marte at first, 1 out, 1-2 pitch. In there for strike 3.
Wow, what a pitch there. He just stayed away and painted away. And this is just late life staying down and paint.
It's Eovaldi's 3rd K. And it's Christian Walker with 2 out. Bottom of the 5th, no score here in Game 5. Texas with a 3-1 series lead. Walker sends one down the line. That's a fair ball, but Jankowski hustles over to cut off. And they're at 1st and 3rd with 2 out.
Wouldn't be right, if they didn't get a runner in scoring position. 5 for 5. Great job by Walker staying on the ball, not trying to do too much. Just shoots it down the line. I know that each time he comes up with that runner on first, that second base is played up the middle. You had to feel like that was part of his approach there.
Here we go, John. You got, for the third time, Tommy Pham coming up with 2 out and a runner in scoring position and a chance to break through.
He's been aggressive at the first pitch.
Stays that way, and it's 0-1. 35 years old in his first World Series. Acquired just minutes before the deadline. They felt like this guy was the missing piece to a team they felt was close. Wanted his intensity, wanted his edge. That man traded for him. And now can hardly watch him. On an 0-1, Pham takes outside. Runner takes second. That's Walker without a throw. Pham takes ball 2. Two high stress pitches for Nathan Eovaldi, who somehow has been able to put up 0 after 0. Second and third, 2 out, and a 2-1 pitch. Ball 3 on Pham. Gurriel's on deck.
Well, base open, and Eovaldi knows that. He's trying to pitch perfect away, trying to get Pham to chase.
Looking for that one hit. And the dirt for ball 4 to load the bases. Like Maddox coming out for a visit. This is unreal. Every single inning they've had opportunities. They've loaded the bases here. And yet to crack through against Eovaldi.
They've been facing Gurriel very interestingly off-speed heavy first pitch. And now with the bases loaded, the one thing that I'm sure Mike Maddox is going out to talk to him about, he's not, again, an early first pitch success guy. But with the bases loaded, throw everything out.
Bases loaded in this situation. Season on the line for Arizona. With that runner in scoring position in every inning. This is the first time they've loaded him up. And it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to the plate. One for 2 today. First pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle. Seager's there. His throw is in time. And Houdini's gotten out of another. Nathan Eovaldi, 5 innings. Constant stress. Nothing but zeros.
Some folks look for trouble. Some look for relief.
Well, on both sides of the coin, you've got zeros, but on one side, constant pressure, high wire act. On the other side, Zach Gallen in a rocking chair, about 12 pitches per inning, no hits against him. And there is yet another job. First pitch out.
Well, you can tell that the Rangers are trying to make something happen quick, right? They're trying to get the fastball and do something with it. But the fastball's been good and located. And that conversation right there is talking about whether Eovaldi goes back out for another inning, I would imagine. But Zach Gallen came into this inning knowing, okay, if I get 3 guys out, I don't have to face Seager with anybody on base.
Jankowski's the hitter. Top of the order, and Simeon after him. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Grounded short his first time. Curve wraps inside, ball 2. Jankowski looks at ball 3. You were talking the other day about, hey, you know, like you see Jankowski, get him instead of Garcia in the lineup. You got to fight the tendency to let down.
Yeah, it's not a, again, it's not a disrespect. It's just so much respect for Garcia that anybody else who replaces him, you go, phew. And it's natural for the player that comes in really to have nothing to lose. It's all benefit for Jankowski, and he certainly has made the most of his opportunity replacing Garcia.
On this 3-1, sends the ball in the air to left field for Lourdes Gurriel. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th.
If you want to know why it's hard to hit Zach Gallen when he's on, watch the release point of the 4-seam fastball followed by the knuckle curve and then the changeup. We highlighted 3 of them because it's too hard to do 5, and it's coming out of his hands. Everything looks the same, right? You see the changeup fade away, fastball in the middle, knuckle curve down and in. And that's what a hitter's trying to pick up as soon as the ball is released out of his hand. Recognizing what it is, and at the same time trying to decide if they need to swing or not.
Texas got to see him in game 1, obviously, and now these hitters are about to see him for a 3rd time tonight. See if they can make an adjustment. It's Simeon, and it's ball 1. Texas 5 runs in the 2nd yesterday, 5 runs in the 3rd. They're 4 for 47 as a team since. On this 1-0, Simeon chops it foul.
Well, nothing about Zach so far has gotten anxious. As you see, this is what the offense did the night before. I told you when Zach was watching that game, you're like, hey, I don't want to see any more of that. You know, let me go get ready for my game and watch some different video. Well, he did and made the adjustments.
He's ahead of Simeon 1-2. Yeah, we said we had a shot late in the game at him with the iPad. Looked like getting ready for tonight. And at that point, they were down by 100. That was the single most important thing going on at that moment.
Right.
He's planning for this game, this must-win game. His 1-2 pitch. So you got to be careful with Simeon. He hammers stuff inside.
And that was that changeup. It didn't get low enough. See him pushing the button there. He called the pitch right there.
See what he goes with on another 1-2. It's curve in the dirt. Give up 3 runs over 5 innings in game 1. That's kind of been the standard Gallen outing in this postseason. Tortorella says that when he has that feel, that ball in his hand, when he knows that he's got it, that's when something special can happen. And it looks like he's had that feel tonight. Simeon going to walk that off and following it hard off his foot.
Dang. More like the shin.
Yeah.
Bottom of it. Ooh, ankle.
You know, nothing phases this guy. He's played in every game this season. One of the most valuable guys in baseball. He's turned it around the last couple days. On a 2-2 from Gallen. Simeon swings and misses. It is 6 no-hit innings from Zach Gallen. Nine base runners, 5 escapes from Nathan Eovaldi and no score to the bottom of the 6th. Strike 1 on Alek Thomas.
Well, this is Eovaldi's last inning, and he'll pitch it like a 9th inning. No pitcher's given up a hit on a non-fastball, which speaks to the secondary stuff that each guy has, and they'll be keeping a close eye on him because he's been grinding in this game.
Thomas flies one down the line. Carter's over. Evan Carter out of room. Let's check in with Tom Verducci.
Yeah, Nathan Eovaldi threw 85 pitches coming into this inning. 43 of those with a runner in scoring position. In 5 innings, that's more than he had thrown in any full game in the last 2 years. 43 pitches under pressure, 0 mistakes.
And ahead of Thomas 0-2 to open this 6th.
And what that does, it just mentally drains you, right? Physically, you train for things. He's a freak on the mound. I mean, you know, his lower half and everything he does prepares for this moment. But you now feel like the game. He walked into the 6th inning, and I'm telling you, he probably felt like it was the 9th inning. And that's okay, because if he gets through the 6th, that team in the dugout's going to say, unbelievable job. We'll get it from here.
Thomas stays alive. It's not the first time that Eovaldi has dug deep, only to be let down by a lack of support. Of course, his most famous outing in the postseason, Game 3 of the World Series in 2018, where he goes 6 innings before Max Muncy ends it in the 18th. And relief, defining moment of what is a great postseason career. Bounce back to him here. Thomas the first out of the 6th. Well, Rickwood Field, which is the oldest professional ballpark in the country and the former home of the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues, is going to be the site of a special regular season game between the Cardinals and the Giants next season, June 20th on Fox. Baseball's in the midst of renovations there at this point. We're going to be there to broadcast the special event and honor the greatest living player from the Negro Leagues, Willie Mays. Longoria fouls off the first pitch here. And Longoria's 1 for 2. He scalded a line drive that was caught by Carter. He blooped one down the line that turned into a double. Oh, and 2. Bottom falls out. Eovaldi deals and gets a chase on another splitter. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th.
That ball disappears. That's the best one he's thrown all night.
We were talking, John, about how that loss in 2018 is the moment that people talk about. The fact that it was a loss, that's the defining moment of his postseason career. That bugs him. And he's tried to rewrite the narrative on that postseason career. This series thrived in the postseason, done nothing but win. Strike 1 on Perdomo. In fact, he's got a chance, if they could get him a run, to not only clinch the World Series, but in the process become the first pitcher ever to win 5 starts in one postseason. His 0-1. Perdomo takes the ball.
Well, when he needs to go to the next level, he's gone to the next level with that split finger. And there's the record postseason. That's incredible.
The only loss that his team suffered is a game where they didn't score any runs. 1-1 pitch. Curve is in there, and it's 1-2. Trying to finish his day with his first clean, stress-free inning. Top of the order in Carroll after Perdomo.
Come on.
Been a strange game you're going to have if Perdomo gets out here. You'll have Carroll leading off 4 different innings. The way the innings have gone and just the way the last outs have been made.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Perdomo takes strike 3. Nathan Eovaldi with the hardest fought 6 scoreless innings you'll see. Back after a word from your local Fox station.
Love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what?
Nathan Eovaldi, 6 innings, traffic in 5 of those innings, and then he finishes with a flurry, going 1-2-3 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, incredible game. They needed it. His team hasn't really lit up any of the statistical categories. And on the flip side, outside, you almost got to get the bullpen up, even though this man's dealing, because you got to make sure that this game, in any leverage point, stays scoreless.
Corey Seager swings and misses. As you just saw, he is the first pitcher in World Series history with his team facing elimination to take a no-hitter into the 7th. There have only been 2 no-hitters in the 118-year history of the World Series, one of them last year. Cue shot foul, 1-2 on Seager.
Well, if it was a regular season game, it would be a lot more fun for each pitcher to do that, but Zach looks locked in and looks like he's been ready for the moment.
The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, base hit left field. Of course it's Corey Seager. It is always Seager. Breaks up the no-hitter to start the 7th. Off the end of the bat through the vacated left side. Leadoff man aboard in the 7th.
Yeah, a little cue shot here. Not something he intended to do, but he will take it. He sure will take it.
First hit of the day for the Texas Rangers. Carter, ball 1. Rangers 1 win away from their first World Championship. A gem from Eovaldi fighting through the traffic to put him in this spot. 21-year-old rookie Evan Carter pulls one into right center field, and it's back-to-back hits. Cut off by Carroll. Seager to third, Carter to second. He's in with a double. The dam breaks here in the 7th. For Carter, it's his 3rd double against Zach Gallen in this World Series.
Well, somebody had to pick up the slack, and we talked about in the open who's going to help out Seager. Carter's doing his part right here. And the first real stress situation for Arizona now, of course, at the wrong time here in the 7th.
Well, it seems like Arizona's had a guy up there with runner in scoring position all night. First chance for the Rangers in this spot. And it's a guy who's been good in these situations for Bruce Bochy this year. He's doing his best Dusty Baker impression here, trying to change the mojo, going down to the other end of the dugout. It's worked so far in this 7th. Garver pops it back. Out of play, strike 1. You had your glove ready on that one, didn't you?
Big guy. Had a little bit of shadow coming our way.
Infield pulled in here for Torey Lovullo. With Adolis Garcia out, Garver is their top guy in RBIs in this postseason. On an 0-1. Grounds one through. Texas takes the lead. Seager's in to score. Carter stopped at 3rd. And after 6 innings without a hit, 3 in a row here in the 7th.
Right up the middle. The difference is so far for Texas. Obviously, you mentioned what their guy has done other than Garcia. Arizona has not put the ball in play in these crucial situations with less than 2 outs. And when they did, it was right to the drawn-in infield.
Still nobody out. Young to the plate. Chases a curve. A slider that time. And it's a Rangers team that has just bludgeoned people with the power bats throughout this season. But here in Game 5, they've had the upper hand in clutch spots. Kevin Ginkel warms, got all those top arms down there for Torey Lovullo as soon as he wants them.
And that's why I said normally I wouldn't say you got to get your bullpen going in a game where a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter. But you felt like everything that could happen so quick for Texas. Now there was no time to get one of their arms super ready.
This is what they do. You blink and they've changed it. And trying to keep this unchanged. Unbeaten this postseason when they score first. Carter at third, Garver at first. 0-2 to the rookie, Josh Young. Tied him up with a fastball. One away.
Great pitch right there. I mean, under the circumstances of everything going fast, pitch timer doesn't allow you to slow the game down, doesn't allow you to rethink. You just have to execute. He went up and in and got the big swing and miss, and that probably is it. And what an unbelievable job, even though he's on the wrong end of a 1-0 game.
Somehow on the losing end at this point, taking a no-hitter into the 7th inning. 3 consecutive hits capped off by Mitch Garver's RBI single. Still though, Zach Gallen in an elimination game take a bow. Intense Game 5 of the World Series. Nathan Eovaldi and Zach Gallen both awesome tonight. The watch party back in Arlington at Globe Life Field as the Rangers break through first. 3 consecutive singles here in the 7th. Mitch Garver has them in front 1-0. This is Kevin Ginkel on to face Nathaniel Lowe. Upstairs with a fastball.
This is where the second run seems like you'll be up by 5. In a game that's 0-0, the one breaks through. The second one feels like it's a huge lead.
Drops one in there for a strike. Ginkel's pitched in 9 games in this postseason. He's not given up a run. And he's just as good against lefties as he is righties.
Power fastball and power slider. He makes that shape it. He can shape it. It's got great downward tilt. It's a swing and miss pitch.
He's home with a 1-1. Ball 2.
2-1.
We got 3 big arms down there that have transformed this bullpen, along with Thompson and Sewald. Those guys have not pitched since the beginning of this series. Torey Lovullo pulling the trigger right here. First and third, 1 gone, 7th inning. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to first. Walker coming home with it. And they've got Carter hung up. Moreno runs him back. Now Longoria chasing him down. It's Ginkel to get Carter. A little pickle here in the World Series in the 2nd out of the 7th.
Tell you what, Lowe reacted like he hit that ball off his foot. You see where he hadn't run? Watch this. He still hadn't run till late.
And they get Carter with a well-executed run down. Now Bruce Bochy's out there talking with the first base umpire, and the crew chief Bill Miller arguing the same thing that it looked like Lowe was.
Just looked weird. He got caught.
Does it sound like the home plate umpire Brian Knight said foul?
Yeah, maybe that's why he stopped.
Because you can't challenge it. So that had to be what Bruce Bochy was checking on. All right, huge second out for Kevin Ginkel. First and second. 1-0 game, 7th inning. Here's Jonah Heim.
Outside.
For the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 7th, top of the order coming up. The 1-0 pitch. Heim
Inside.
takes ball 2. Year-old catcher in his 3rd year with Texas. Breakout season for this guy. First and second, 2 gone. A 2-0 pitch. Fastball is hit way up there. Moreno's got room, and that's the inning. Rangers break through first. It's Mitch Garver with a single to center field to score. Guess who? Corey Seager. And 1 win from their first World Championship. They've got the first run of Game 5.
Back here with the man who gave the Rangers a 1-0 lead, Mitch Garver. Mitch, what changed against Zach Gallen that inning?
He's had such good swing and miss stuff tonight. We you know, when we're getting down to 2 strikes, we were chasing a lot, so we're trying to get him early, and when you get to 2 strikes, you just got to battle.
Mitch, thanks a lot. Back to you, Joe.
It is Aroldis Chapman, Kenny, on to face Corbin Carroll, who squares around and takes just low on 100. So here we go, Johnny. We've called this the Aroldis Chapman experience, and to put that experience into a simple stat line, his last 6 innings, he's given up 7 hits and 4 walks, but only 2 runs.
Yeah, he's just trying to get the 2 strikes. He's tough to hit with 2 strikes.
Here's one served to left center field. Carter's coming on. He's got it. And they keep Carroll off of the bases. '44th postseason game that Aroldis Chapman has pitched in. First season with Texas. They got him back at the end of June from Kansas City. He's had so many good moments in the postseason, but he's had some legendary wrong moments on the wrong side of those highlights you always see playing. Marte. Ball 1. Tel Marte yet to extend his hitting streak. 20 games to open his postseason career, but he's walked twice. The 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. Ball 3. Moreno waits on deck as Marte waits on a 3-0. Does he take a green light? Nope, he takes ball 4, and he walks for the 3rd time. Tying on aboard in the 7th, and tonight's telecast is sponsored by the Chevy ZR2 family of trucks.
Here's where other teams might get nervous and not want to run, but here's the reason why you should. 15 stolen bases, only 1 caught stealing off of Chapman. Right team, but will this be the right moment?
Will it be the right guy over there? He used to have great speed. Some injuries through the years have diminished that.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but since I've been watching the game, I've never seen back-to-back pickoff moves, like 2 in a row, right?
Conservative lead over there. Chapman to Moreno. 1 ball, no strikes. Arizona trying to send this series back to Texas. In order to come back in the series, they'll have to come back in this game. Widens that lead a little bit. Chapman's 1-0. Strike 1. Snapping a string of 5 straight misses. It's a Diamondbacks team that nobody saw coming. Even when they got in, still nobody saw them coming. Spores gets ready. Shocker after shocker. And they do it again here in Game 5. 1-1 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is where Chapman gets tough. I mean, the league is just not. You're just hard to get hits with 2 strikes on Chapman.
Now the 1-2. Got him with a fastball. Top of the zone, 101. 2 out in the 7th.
0-70 with 2 strikes.
And how does the moment always seem to find Christian Walker?
Sure does.
Your new pitcher is going to find him too. Spores is ready to go. Walker's headed for the plate. And the right-hander Spores will come on to face him. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. 2 gone. Bottom of the 7th.
Make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you and I.
What are you looking for from Josh Spores if you're Christian Walker?
If I'm Christian Walker, I'm sitting on a breaking ball because the stats say he's 80% throwing breaking ball first pitch.
Here it comes. It is. Ball. Slider away, 1 ball, no strikes.
That way, if you're sitting on it and it's in the zone, you can crush it. That one he recognized off the plate, but a high likelihood he's going to throw a majority of breaking balls. So far in the postseason, 097, just facing him, period.
Marte at first, tying run, go ahead run at the plate, 1-0 pitch, spiked in there. Well, it's clouded by the 2 big mistakes he's made over the last 2 games, but Christian Walker's gotten his bat going. He's 1 for 2 with a walk today. He's 4 for his last 7.
Struggles with fastballs, top of the zone.
On this 2-0 pitch, Walker got that fastball up, sent it foul, 2-1. Josh Spores had a 5.5 ERA during the regular season, sub-1 in the postseason. His 2-1 pitch. Walker lines it to center field. Taveras is there. And how about that? They get a walk against Chapman, but no runs. It's another man stranded for Arizona. On our drone cam presented by T-Mobile. Game 5 of the World Series, the last game to be played in this ballpark this year. It's Leody Taveras, lane and bunt down. Kevin Ginkel gives way to Evan Longoria, whose bare hand pickup is good enough to get him. Heck of a play right there.
Well, heck of a play and a heck of a detour for Ginkel because he tried to say he was going to catch this. Watch this. Perfectly placed. He's got it until he doesn't. And Longoria makes a great play despite the pitcher getting in his way. And a big first out.
A 1-0 game in the 5th inning. Or in the 8th inning. Game 5. Jankowski takes ball 1. This Rangers team that has used the offense, top offense in the American League, to get back into the postseason and has crushed teams with those bats during the postseason. 6 outs away in a 1-0 game from finishing off their first world title.
There is so much irony here I can't even tell you. They lost the last game of the regular season 1-0 to send them on this journey. If they were able to kind of redeem themselves to win a World Series 1-0, it will go as improbable as their journey to win this game 1-0 would be incredible.
And if they hang on, they would finish off a perfect postseason on the road. They're 10-0 in October on the road. Also crazy when you consider that it was on the road where they blew the division. 3-1 on Jankowski. It's a team that 2 years ago lost 102 games. And even last year they lost 94. They finished 38 games behind Houston last year. It's not like they were close.
Outside.
That's a walk for Jankowski and a 1-out base runner. 63rd year of the franchise, 52nd in Texas. One of 6 teams without a world championship. And it's Bruce Bochy in his first season as the manager that has him on the doorstep of it. A ball on Simeon. Of course, you know Rangers fans are not going to celebrate until that last out is made, until that last strike is recorded. Ball, one strike.
Well, on the flip side, I mean, these last two games couldn't be more polar opposite for the D-backs. Weren't in the game at all yesterday, scored some runs late. And then you can't dream of a better elimination game to have out of your starter to give up one run, and offensively just didn't get the big hit. You've got 2 innings to try to muster that up, and it's going to get increasingly tougher with the bullpen arms that the Rangers have left.
There's a base hit the other way for Simeon. Jankowski stops at second. And now you've got Corey Seager coming up in a 1-0 game in the 8th inning with a couple ducks on the pond. Corey Seager in this postseason, an absolute tear. He's homered in 4 of his last 5 games. Game 1 of the World Series, biggest swing of this postseason. Tied it in the 9th inning against Seawall. Game 3, homered against Fox in a 3-1 win. That was the difference. And then in Game 4, part of the onslaught. 6 World Series home runs for a guy who's trying to join Reggie Jackson as the only position players to win the World Series MVP more than once.
It's amazing. To know you got a bullseye on you and to deliver even though you have a bullseye on you is so special of a player. And not every player does that. I mean, not every great player who has a great regular season can come in and continue that.
And his buddy Marcus Simeon just set the all-time record for plate appearances in a season. That'll happen when you play this deep into the year, and you do not take a day off because he has not. Seager and the Rangers looking for insurance, leading Game 5 1-0. Fouls off the first pitch. How many good pitches is he going to see here?
Well, the pressure of making a great pitch, knowing you can't make a big bad pitch, it goes into the pitcher's head. Down, he's out. Up, he's going to win. And that's the bottom line. You make that slider pitch down, he swings over the top. You leave it in the zone, he's going to hit it hard.
Trying to break this one open. Fouls it off. Couple good pitches, 0-2.
And you can chase that height right there. You can chase that height and go just an absolute 2 inches lower and bounce it right in front of the catcher, and there's a good chance he could go after that pitch.
Seager takes high.
1-2.
Cold-blooded intensity of Corey Seager. Two runners aboard in the 8th on a 1-2 pitch. Takes high and the count evens. Now what?
See, I just, again, they took a pitch right now, and if they start that slider right there, it's going to be hard for him to lay off of it. But they went up, 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 and changed his eye level. And see, that pitch right there would have had a better impact after the 2 that he fouled off. But because you changed the eye level so far up, it then gives him a reset to say, oh, that ball's starting low. And that's why I thought they missed an opportunity after 2 straight.
From 0-2 to 3-2. Seager takes ball 4 and the bases are loaded. If tonight's game ends in a walk-off, which Diamondbacks fans are hoping for, Capital One's going to donate $1,000 to the Jackie Robinson Foundation as part of the Capital One walk-off program. To date, they've donated more than $750,000 to the foundation to support its programs and initiatives. From Seager to Carter, bases loaded in the 8th. One ball, no strikes. Nowhere to put Carter. He's a very patient, disciplined hitter. He's reached in all 17 games here in his first postseason, just 2 months removed from Double-A.
Outside.
2-0. Sewald's getting ready. Rangers hoping it's too little too late down there. Infield's pulled in. 2-0 comes home, and there is strike one. A single and 2 walks have loaded him up for the Rangers. On this 2-1, Carter takes strike 2.
Incredible job getting back in the count with 2 great sinkers. Look at the movement on that 2-seam fastball.
Comes back to strike him out.
Now this time he went off the height of the fastball and threw a breaking ball and got a relatively guy that doesn't swing and miss a lot in the zone to swing and miss in a big strikeout.
Well, the Rangers, John, have lived the next man up cliche all year. The next man up in the cleanup spot is this guy, Garver, in for Adolis Garcia to this spot in the order, and he's driven in the lone run of Game 5. Now he finds himself up there with the bases loaded, trying to crack it open. Mitch Garver takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Well, he's patient, and he takes what the pitcher gives him, meaning he's not trying to overswing and hit a grand slam every single time. He went up the middle last time, patient with the bases loaded, looking for a particular area, and he'll let the barrel fly when he gets it.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Kevin Ginkel on the verge of an escape. Two and 2.
Pitch of the night. You don't want to go to 3-2.
Cracked his bat. Rolled it ashore. Perdomo's there. Kevin Ginkel's out of the bases loaded jam.
I've listened to preachers. I've listened to fools.
Wear what the players are wearing on field during this World Series. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, t-shirts, and more at MLBshop.com. Here we go to the bottom of the 8th. Texas 1, Arizona 0. Tommy Pham leads off. Texas leads this series 3-1. The 1 win from their first World Championship.
Well, this is where you start thinking I'm not ready for the season to end. Find a way, any way, to scratch a run and maybe 2, but that's the mindset you got to have if you're Arizona.
Pham takes high, 2-0. Gurriel and Thomas to follow.
And if there's ever a time to sit on a fastball right here, it'd be Tommy Pham looking middle in. He's got the power, obviously, to hit a home run and tie it up.
Their best guy in this World Series at the plate in the 8th. And he's ahead 3-0. So he thought about it on that 3-0 pitch. Took it on the inside corner, settles back in. Spores comes home. Pham sends it foul, and it's 3-2. Here's a payoff. Pham's down on strikes. After getting ahead 3-0, Spores finds it and strikes him out.
Well, they got it. A pitch right there on 3-0 and then missed a pitch. And then this ball runs in and ties him up. That was a pitch he wanted to hit.
And out Gurriel, who hit a home run in yesterday's game. Grounds one left side. Seager's got it. Steps into the throw. And there are 2 out in the 8th inning. MLB Together is baseball's new platform, embodying the sports philanthropic contributions and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, go to MLBtogether.com. They're guaranteed to get Corbin Carroll to the plate again. He'd be due up 3rd in the 9th. Alec Thomas to the plate here. Big curveball fouled into the glove, strike 1. Thomas hit 9 home runs during the regular season. He's been one of the surprise sluggers in this postseason with 4. On this 0-1. Sharply through. Tying run aboard. Alec Thomas and all his speed on with 2 gone in the 8th.
Well, this ball was tattooed. Another breaking ball, but he goes down and just laces it by up the middle, and now almost think that steal on a base here would be huge.
Pinch hitters coming up here. John Pavin Smith is going to pinch hit for Evan Longoria. He had 7 at-bats over the final 3 months of the regular season. He was in AAA the rest of the time. A surprise addition to the postseason roster that had one plate appearance over the first 2 rounds, and then he was great off of the bench in the championship series. They're going to pull the trigger on him here. They've sent him up there a few times, but he's been countered right out of the game before he's even hit.
We saw 1 pitch out, and the Rangers, I believe, were the one to show the pitch out. I wonder if that'll be a play here with Thomas at first and 2 outs.
Find out in just a second after this quick word from Evan Williams Bourbon.
Reach for a fan favorite, Evan Williams 1783 small batch. When bourbon's done right, people notice.
The closer, Leclerc, has started to warm. We're 2 gone in the 8th. Trying to get an inning plus from Josh Spores. 2-out single from Alec Thomas is given a chance to Pavin Smith. Not going. Ball 1. Smith was the 7th pick of the draft a few years ago. Debuted as one of their top prospects. It's been a disappointment first few years. Could make his name right here. On the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thomas a little bit of lead this time. Not going. Cracked foul. 1-2.
2 strikes, the chances go up. Breaking ball.
Still not good. Smith checks his swing and a ball in the dirt. Heim keeps it close.
That's what I thought. I thought they would go on the 2-strike pitch, anticipating a breaking ball, but playing it a little bit safer here with a 2-2 count now and 2 outs.
Troy Lavelle said if he could pick one guy with his season on the line to have at the plate, it's Ketel Marte. If they were caught trying to steal, you wouldn't get a guarantee that you'd have him in the 9th. This at-bat's completed. It'd be Perdomo, Carroll, and Marte next. Not going still. Stays at 2-2.
I mean, I get it in theory, right? You got a 2-run homer opportunity right here. And you don't want to waste that chance of taking that out of play.
Smith going to take his time here. Pinch hitting for Evan Longoria. 2 gone in the 8th inning. Arizona trying to keep this dream alive. Bradford has joined Leclerc. Another 2-2 from Josh Sborz. Pavin Smith takes strike 3. Backdoor breaking ball from Josh Sborz. Sends game 5 to the 9th inning. The Texas Rangers 3 outs away from a world championship. Paul Sewald is on to pitch for the Diamondbacks. Josh Young greets him with a bullet into center field on the first pitch that he throws. This is Sewald's first outing since his blown save in Game 1 when Seager took him deep.
Well, no stress for the first 6 innings, and the last 3 have been big-time stress for the Diamondbacks. It's flipped. And the Rangers now putting all the pressure and getting it closer and closer to breaking it open.
It's low. Outside ball 1. Sewald had been perfect in save opportunities in this postseason. Prior to that, 9th inning in Texas, Game 1. It's a little bit low, and it's 2-0. There's a new third baseman after Evan Longoria was pinch hit for by Pavin Smith. Rivera steps into that spot, plays third. For Arizona in the bottom of the 9th, they've got Perdomo, Carroll, and Marte coming up. It's 9-1-2. Base hit the other way. Back-to-back hits to open this 9th.
Got behind, came in with a fastball, and like Lowe has done really most of this series, trying to shoot the ball the other way. And he's found success in left field.
2 on, nobody out against Sewald. Rangers are saying this is who we are. Gotta have the offense show up. This is going to be the clincher. Hot shot into center field. 3 consecutive hits in the 9th. The ball gets by. It's all the way to the track. It goes all the way to the wall, and 2 runs score. Heim to third. It's 3-0 Texas.
Well, you're going to watch this ball. It gets up the middle and it kind of zigzags. And then right there, he took his eyes just off of it, thought he had it in the glove. Tremendous job by Carroll, not assuming, and he just misses the ball.
And in an otherwise perfect postseason of defense, the error yesterday on Walker led to 5 unearned runs, and an error here on Thomas has opened the door for a potential big inning for Texas. Looking for the knockout blow. It's Taveras. No balls and 2 strikes.
What an unbelievable reversal. Living on the edge for 6 innings. Eovaldi, perfect. Gallen, perfect for 6 innings. And then the pressure mounted from the 7th on, 3 runs.
Infield in here. Nobody out in the 9th inning. Sewald to Taveras. Fouled into the glove. That is strike 3, 1 away. And a visit coming here from Brent Strom. Another look at this ball, just sneaking under Thomas's glove. He's been rock solid out there this season. And Bruce Bochy cracking a smile over there. This close to his 4th World Series ring. After 3 years away, signed a 3-year contract. We mentioned earlier he was starting to get the itch, wanted to get back into the game. But as he told the Rangers the first day of spring training, the team gathered around him for his first message, and that slow, low delivery of his, he said, "Boys, I'm not coming out of retirement to lose. I wouldn't be here if I didn't know that this team was ready to win right now." Now, Bruce would never say this, but one of the reasons they were ready to win right now is because they had him now. Game-changing manager, legendary manager. Runner at third, one away. Travis Jankowski. Grounds one to short. Backhand Perdomo, keeping the runner put, 2 away. Led the Rangers to their first World Series appearance since the heartbreak of 2011. This one's incredible. 14 of his last 15 postseason series he has won. And he tries to join an incredible list. Casey Stengel, Joe McCarthy, Connie Mack, Walter Alston, Joe Torre. With a win tonight, Bruce Bochy would join that list. It's a strike on Simeon. That's a list of the greatest skippers in baseball history. It's a list of the only guys with 4 rings. Bochy trying to join that group. Runner at third, 2 out. Here's an 0-1 to Simeon. Center field. Gurriel's back. It is gone. Texas on the verge. It's a 4 spot. It would be a fitting final touch to this run for the Rangers. And now Seager, strike 1.
Well, they've collectively, we've talked about it, they've gone up off the mat. Every punch, every scenario, had their star player in this series besides Seager get hurt. Scherzer got up off the mat. They've been relentless.
Check swing from Seager. Left side of the infield. Rivera's got no play. And Seager, who broke up the no-hitter in the 7th, has an infield hit right here. Marcus Simeon found it just in time.
He sure did. And he's hit 2 big home runs. And that's now the 13th 3-run inning. 3 or more. 13 times in the postseason. Just think about that.
Carter takes a strike.
And when you see some of these scores, and if you don't scroll down and look at the innings, you think they're just scoring in a bunch of innings. 2 innings tonight. 3 innings yesterday. 1 inning the day before. That's it. That's not a lot.
It's just so hard to hold them down for a full game. They break through late here. They get a run in the 7th. They've gotten 4 in the 9th after they didn't have a hit through 6. Held down for 60-some years. Held down for 6 innings in Game 5. They've broken through in Game 5. Have they broken through in their franchise's history? No team's ever won a World Series game after having no runs on no hits through 6 innings. No team's ever gone 11-0 on the road in the postseason. No Rangers team has ever won it all. The 2-2 to Carter. takes off, a flail and a miss, but a fourth spot on the top of the ninth. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Bruce Bochy and the Texas Rangers 3 outs away from a World Series title. By T-Mobile, a fourth spot for the Texas Rangers in the top of the ninth inning has broken open Game 5. They are 3 outs away from a World Series championship. And Josh Sborz staying in the game here. For the Diamondbacks, 9-1-2, and a night full of missed opportunities. Geraldo Perdomo takes a strike. Well, they're base runners in 7 of the 8 innings, but they've gone 0 for 8, 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. No balls and 2 strikes. Sborz is 0-2. 1-2.
Boy, did the Rangers need a hot reliever, and he got hot at the right time. We started the series in Baltimore. He came out throwing, walking a couple guys, got a little off, and then he has been locked in ever since. A big reason why Texas is winning. Their bullpen was basically battered coming in. They needed winning formula scenarios. That means pitch deep in the game, which they got, and then their top 3 were able to handle the rest of the game.
Well, they got guys like Gray and Heaney, Dunning and Bradford. 1-2. Strike 3 and 1 gone in the 9th. And this season-long problem has transformed into one of the defining strengths of this Rangers team. This bullpen, 2 outs away from finishing the job. They hadn't been to the playoffs in 7 years. 6 consecutive losing seasons, including 102 just 2 years ago. They lost 94 last year. Ball 1 on Carroll. Hadn't been to the World Series since the back-to-back trips in 2010, 2011. 63rd year of the franchise, 52nd year in Texas. Carroll pops it up. Heim is back behind the plate. He's got it. And once again, the Rangers are 1 out away.
Think about it. If the Diamondbacks were to win the World Series, most improbable team ever. But the improbable journey of the Texas Rangers, even though they were a great team for a long part of the season in first place, we documented that route. They had to beat the defending champs without winning a home game. They were down 3-2. Now they're 1 out away from winning the World Series.
Ketel Marte takes a little bit low. A handful of times throughout this year where they looked finished, but every time, just when you thought that they were done, they picked themselves up and stood tall. For 12 years, they've waited for another chance to get the last out, to get the last strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Marte.
Took down 99 wins, took down over 100 wins, took down the defending champs, and all on the road.
Sborz with a 1-1. There's strike 2. And again, Texas is 1 strike away. It took 35 years for this franchise to get to the playoffs. It took them a half-century to get to the World Series. Can they finish it off? 2 balls and 2 strikes on Marte. In their 63rd season. It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series! So long to heartbreak. Hello World Series for the Texas Rangers, champions in 2023. And a guy that is about to join Mr. October himself as the only two-time World Series MVP position players ever. Corey Seager reacts to the last out. Marcus Semien, the other of the high-priced free agents, the guys that they brought in to bring them back to this place. And in 2 short years, they've delivered. In 1 short year, he's delivered. Bruce Bochy has his 4th World Series ring.
So amazing. Beat up before the postseason started, and then Eovaldi now 5 wins in the postseason. What a moment and what a year for the Texas Rangers.
And Adolis Garcia, who had so many incredible moments that when you watch the reel of this postseason run, you'll hear his name over and over. You'll see his smile and his swing over and over. And the surprise star of the bullpen, Josh Sborz. Josh Sborz on the mound for the last out of the Texas Rangers' first World Series win.
He got hot. Montgomery got hot. Eovaldi got hot. They had 2 starters carry the freight. They had a bunch of guys fill in the gaps.
Down to the celebration, Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Joe. Jonah, you just caught the last out of the first World Series title for the Texas Rangers. Describe that feeling.
Man, that's one of the coolest feelings in my life, other than having my kids and getting married, of course. But man, this is what you work your whole life for, and we accomplished our goals, and I'm so proud of this team.
You lost on the final day of the season, got shut out to lose a division title. You have not lost a road game since. How do you explain how this team played through this postseason, especially on the road?
I mean, I think we took that to heart, and we weren't going to let up until the last out was made. Like I said, I'm so proud of this team. We fought through adversity, injuries, and we came out on top, and I don't know what else to say.
Got one word for Nathan Eovaldi?
Special. He's a special human. Great individual, and even better ball player.
Enjoy it. Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, Kenny.
Thanks, Tom. We're here with Marcus Semien. Marcus, you've had a long, distinguished career, and now you are a World Series champion. What do those words mean to you?
It's just emotional. Everything I've ever worked for is for this moment. Kind of a crazy game. We're getting no hit till 6 or whatever it was. Gallen was unbelievable tonight, but we came through. Once Corey got the first hit, everybody kind of woke up. Pitching was unbelievable. Eovaldi, Sborz, Chappie, we didn't use the clerk. Sborz closed it out, and just unbelievable feeling.
Your home run, circling the bases, Marcus, you showed more emotion than you usually show. What was going through your mind?
I mean, this is the biggest moment. The World Series, to put up 4 runs in the 8th inning, be up 5-0 going into the 9th inning after we being no hit. Just felt so good. Just looked over at the bench, screamed. It's just an unbelievable feeling. I know I keep saying that word, but just to run the bases knowing that we're that much closer felt great.
Marcus, congratulations. Thank you. Over to Tom.
Josh Sborz, you got the last out of the Rangers' first World Series title. What did it feel like to be on that mound for that last pitch?
Surreal. I mean, the way the offense gave me those extra runs, I know Pico was a little sore, so when they scored those extra runs, I just felt that much better. We were that much closer. Try to stay calm and just try to get it out by out.
Did Bochy or Mike Maddox say anything to you before that last inning?
He just asked me how I felt, and he said, "It's your inning." So I said, "All right, let's do it. Let's finish it."
This team went undefeated on the road in the postseason. What makes it so special, Josh?
We go into hostile territory everywhere we went, and we just stayed calm, did our job, and played the way we've played all year.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Here's Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Tom. Nathan, you got after out of jam after jam after jam. How did you do it?
I don't know. You know, I kind of joked around. I don't know how many rabbits I have in my hat left. I mean, I didn't really help myself out in some of the situations, and then other times, you know, they put together quality at bats and were able to find the hole. And I mean, a lot of the credit goes to Jonah back there behind the plate. He called a great game. We were on the same page for the most part, and you know, we were able to come out on top. That was the main thing.
Your postseason record is remarkable. What changes for you this time of year?
I'm not really sure. I think it's a just do-or-die mentality. I try to prepare a lot mentally, just the positive mind thinking, and then just going out there and attack. I didn't really do a great job tonight, you know what I mean, in attacking the zone, and you know, there were a few times that lead-off walks and things like that, but our defense, incredible again tonight. Corey was great over there at short, and then our offense was able to come through there towards the end for us.
You signed with this team coming off a 68-win season. What made you want to be a Texas Ranger?
I mean, the offense, the success is there. You know what I mean? I feel like we needed pitching. See why when they reached out in the offseason, they said that was going to be the main thing that they were going to prioritize. You know, they talked about how great that the offense had been last year and the year before, and you know, I fully believe that pitching wins championships. And for us to go out there tonight, you know, battle tonight, Sports came in, threw the ball great. Everybody else tonight, it was an incredible matchup all the way there till the end, and we were able to break through, and I mean, that was why.
Nathan, congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Joe, back to you.
Along with Nathan Eovaldi, Jordan Montgomery, two guys that weren't even in the organization a year ago. For Montgomery, he wasn't in it until this summer. Help him go 11-0 on the road this postseason. It is a record, and Chris Young, the architect of it, along with John Daniels, those guys executed their vision. They got the players to buy into that vision. Said when he sat down with Corey Seager, when he sat down with Marcus Semien, he said, do you like a challenge or does it scare you? Do you want to be part of it or are you afraid? If you want to do something special, if you want to do something the Texas Rangers have never done, sign up. Come join us. And 2 years later, 2 years after that, franchise changing 24 hours, where they got Seager and Semien, that comes to fruition. They've got a title. Down to Kenny again.
Thanks, Joe. Nathaniel, you came here, you were a Texas Ranger for several years in the bad times. What does it mean to you to be part of the first Texas Rangers team to win a World Series?
It's such a treat, man. It's such a treat. It's so hard to get emotionally invested in some teams because of the business aspect of things. But, you know, we got such a good group here. So outside of players, we got good people. And it feels like we have a championship group, and we really did a great job of finishing here on the road.
Gallen, 6 no-hit innings to start this game.
Yes.
What were you guys telling yourselves in the dugout?
We just got to wait him out, man. He's really good, and he had his good stuff there at the beginning. He was really working at the bottom, and his stuff was playing great, but we finally got to him. You know, Corey breaks it up, and Evan sends him around the bags, and we get a chance to cash in on a run, but scoring there in the 9th inning was so big. We take the pressure off the pen and get to take that thing home, and it was a special game. 11-0
on the road this postseason. Nathaniel, how do you explain that?
We just got a group of winners. Well, you know, when the bus driver's driving slow, we tell them, hey, man, you know you're driving a group of winners. So we believe it through and through. And, you know, maybe we struggled at home, but we got it done on the road. We got a special group.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Congratulations. Over to Tom.
Thanks, KB. Mike Maddox, you've seen Nathan Eovaldi come up big, but describe the effort he gave tonight with so much traffic behind him in a 0-0 game.
He was a traffic cop tonight, but it shows his mettle. I mean, first inning, got his back to the wall, gets out of it, bases loaded, gets out. I mean, he didn't have a 1-2-3 inning till the 6th. So that's why we love Nate, man. He's a winner.
What was his key for getting out of trouble time after time?
Never gave in, kept trying to make his pitches, used their aggressiveness against him in certain situations.
It's been a long time for you to get to this point. What does this mean to you, Mike?
Can't describe it. It's the best.
Well earned. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Back to you, KB.
Yeah, Mike Maddox, his way for his World Series ring matches that of this franchise. Mike was born in 1961, the year the Washington Senators were born, and he and they put an end to the waiting tonight. 5-0 the final in Game 5. Rangers win the series 4-1. Coming up after the break, we'll have the Commissioner's Trophy given to the world champion Rangers and the Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Award presented by Chevrolet. The Rangers have done it. Champions in 2023.